Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Start of a new week. Wow. Well, as you can see from my windows, it's a night session. So, we got some stuff to work on. Let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? Yeah, so, how was that extravaganza? Pretty cool, right? Ooh. Hold on now. I always forget to do that last button. Sorry about that, everybody. It is the start of a new week, so let's set some goals. How about that? That's a good idea. Alright, so we're working on the Morel sonatina. Boom, got it this time. Garroto, Samba, Villalobos, Choro, and then a couple other Villalobos pieces as well. Maybe some of the preludes. Not really, though. Oh, and that video in the middle. You know I'm gonna come through with that video in the middle. We're watching Segovia, probably. We might change it up. We have been watching that quite a few times in a row. But it is interesting. I'm not getting tired of it. We'll see what happens. So for this first half, I'm going to mainly work on the Morel sonatina, movements 1 and 3, memory for the first one, trying to get that memorized, and then just getting everything comfortable for the third. I'll probably play the third since you just heard the first. Might start going into the second movement as well, because we're about due for that. And then in the second half, I'm going to work on the Villalobos and the Garroto. You know how it is. Name of the game is memory for the Morel, and then we might start going into the new second movement, either today or tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, so I've been taking this time to answer questions, and man, there's been a lot of good ones. You guys are throwing some hardballs at me too. So this one is posted by Ridicules5401. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the comment. And you were responding to the advice that I gave Karen a little while ago in the first Less Bach, More Talk episode. I'll probably do more of those. I never know if they're going to be Less Bach, More Talk until after I'm done filming them though, but I'm sure there'll be more. So if you want to know the advice, go check out that episode. It was a pretty good one. I've been told it was a good one. You're in this episode now. So you responded to that. As a late starter, I am 50. Happy birthday, man. 50, that's a big one. I found this pretty inspiring too, so thanks. No problem, man. That's what I'm here for. You seem to be able to pull some genuine earnestness out of the bag when you need to. Okay. That's funny. That's like the story of my music career. I joke around a lot, but I also take this very seriously. I'm gonna give you back what you give me. If you comment a joke or something weird or stupid, I'm gonna give you back something weird and stupid. Give me something serious, I'm gonna take it very seriously. I don't mess around with that. Okay, here's your question. Maybe 2 questions, you said. I never see you do any kind of finger stretching or any kind of warm-up exercises. This is something I take quite seriously as an older player. Funny that you say that. A couple of times I did post some shorts where I was doing some technique that was short-lived. Haha. You haven't noticed any of that because I don't do that, and I don't do them outside of these videos either. Well, I'll start with warming up, actually. I treat warming up the same way as when I'm exercising. Like, I never warm up for exercising either. I just do whatever movement I'm gonna do, but just lighter or less vigorously. So the way I warm up, I kind of just go for it, soft and slow, and then I kind of ease into it, and I'll find that after like 10 minutes of doing that, then I'm pretty much warmed up. I have a pretty good handle on like keeping a lot of the tension out of my hands and stuff. I can go into it pretty cold. I've never hurt myself really. Like I used to hurt myself in high school from playing, but I carried a lot more tension then. When I go into it now, as long as I take it easy and just warm up to it, I'm not gonna hurt myself. I'm sure as I age, I'll probably incorporate more stretching and stuff. As of right now, it's not really important though. And I take it easy. Like, I'm not reckless with my playing. This actually goes into the next part of your question. Do you ever get any hand or wrist pain when playing long practice sessions? That is usually a pretty good gauge. Typically, no, I don't get any pain from long practice sessions. And if I do, that means that there's something really, really wrong that I need to address. Now, actually, at the start of these logs, I was getting a bit of wrist pain from just raising my wrist like that, especially when I'd play the Morel. But just from practicing it and practicing it slow, I just kind of work it down. And it's all about focusing on relaxing. We actually saw this in Marty's video. It's kind of natural to start off this way where you're like kind of, and there's a lot of tension in this area here. You want to try to pull from these muscles here, and you're actually pulling your fingers in. And if you're able to keep that going, like throughout your practice session, it's really the most buttery, easiest movement you can do, and it's never gonna hurt. The only time I've experienced pain is when there's some sort of issue in my technique, usually some sort of angle in my joint that isn't working. But I've worked a lot of that stuff out. My main issues now are just accuracy and stuff like that, but in terms of like tension, I'm pretty good. And I know that because I can have like a pretty long practice session. I do 2 of these a day generally. Today I practiced in the morning for almost 2 hours. I didn't film it though. I don't always film these, but I do usually practice twice a day. I've been doing that for a while, and I don't really get any pain, and if I do, it's something minor and it's something that I adjust, and it goes away after I make the adjustment. Okay, and then another part of your question, and related, I've not seen you do any pure technical exercises either. Any reason for that? Yeah, I don't do any technical exercises. I don't do any technique right now. That's not to say I've never done technique. I've practiced guitar for 14 years now, and I've spent years of my life just playing scales. So technique is very important. I'm just kind of in a phase right now where I'm not doing it. There will be a phase at some point where I do start doing technique again. It'll probably when I reach some sort of wall where I'm not getting any better. But I feel like my technique is improving just from the pieces alone right now, and I kind of just want to learn music, and I also kind of am sick of technique right now, so I'm not doing it. And now, I say that I don't do technique, but I'm not just reading through my pieces like at full speed all the time and just only playing pieces. I'm very conscious of my technique. And if there's something that's not working, I'll isolate it, like one hand at a time. It's usually the right hand that has the technical problems. I'll isolate it and I'll run it really slow and just get used to that. And I make little like technical exercises that are very specific to a piece. So I do that, and that just happens like during the fast forwarding sequence. Like you don't really see stuff like that. So I'm gonna stop it there. But if there's anything you want me to elaborate further on, I will. One of those things might be, how do I make little technical exercises out of the pieces? Like, what am I thinking of? I can go into those. Technical cues that I think about. I do have a lot of technical cues that I use. How do I stave off pain if I'm feeling pain? I can answer all that stuff. So if anybody's curious, just ask and we'll go into those topics. But for now, I have been talking for a while, so I'm ready to play. So let's go ahead and make our way to the bench, shall we? All right, that's enough talky for one practice log, I'd say. I'm going to jump into the Morel sonata, of course. Probably going to start with the first movement. I will see you on the other side. Okay, well, this is incredibly frustrating. Played through the Morel Sonata, third movement from memory, and then the file got corrupted, because that's just what's been happening lately. So I'm trying QuickTime instead of Photo Booth. I'm hoping the file won't corrupt. I think I'm just going to do one shot for the rest of this video, and if I lose it, then that's it. Because this happened this morning too. That's why I didn't film a video this morning, because halfway through the file corrupted. So, you know, I'm gonna let Jesus take the wheel on this one. Maybe I can do it from memory actually. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna keep that middle section open here though, for when I need it. Now this. And then we have this part. There's some ending, I don't know. I am pissed off right now. I swear to God if this thing doesn't record. It is messing with me. I am upset. Okay, well, let's take a little bit of a break. I've been at it for a while. I'm at my wit's end. I need Segovia to save me right now. Man, it's amazing how you can spend so much money on such an expensive machine and it just doesn't work. Let's go into that Segovia video.
Would you build a website for a major brand that's using Wix? Well, we did.
Well, you're an idiot. We left off here.
Remember, when I was born, I was told that it was in Linares, a mining village, and nothing important is there.
Dude, you can tell Segovia came from a mining village. Have you seen his hands? Those are miner hands right there. It really makes you wonder, because I've gotten a lot of comments about that, how he has like such big hands, like bananas. Do you think he's able to play like that because of his big hands, or in spite of his big hands? It might be that those hands were really made for work in the mines.
Then my family moved to Jaén. In Jaén, there is a splendid cathedral.
I bet they got little hands there. You think he was like a freak in that village?
Then when I was about 8 years old, I began to be attracted by music. And I went to the piano, cello, and violin.
None of those quite did it for you though, did it? I understand, man. I kind of did the same thing with cello.
Those instruments were very mediocre. Instead of attracting me to them, they repulsed me. But I heard the guitar, even in the hands of the people, preserves its melancholic tone. And then I began by learning myself the guitar.
As an 8-year-old, Segovia's like, even in the hands of these people, I still like this guitar despite that. I think that's what he said. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Actually, I didn't really like music class growing up. It was like my least favorite subject in school. But I loved Green Day. And when I heard those guitars, An American Idiot, oh yeah. Even in the hands of Billy Joe Armstrong, the guitarist and singer of Green Day, I was still in love with the instrument. So I kind of relate with where Segovia's at.
From Jaén, we came here to Granada. I was at that time about 12 years old. And to open the eyes to the beauty of Granada is to be born for the second time. The soul of Granada is the sound of the water from Sierra Nevada.
Great beer.
Here, I began to play already the guitar. I mean, not flamenco, but classical music.
Oh, well, yeah. You didn't have to tell us twice. We know you didn't play flamenco, Segovia. Segovia really wants you to know. I rescued the guitar from the noisy hands of the flamenco.
I am amazed that a boy for 14 years old could give up family, friends, and the beauty of this city in order to obey to his destiny.
He's talking about himself, which is hilarious. Yeah, dude, Segovia looks on this city and he's like, I'm the king of this place, because look at me, with my destiny.
My ambition was to redeem the guitar from the flamenco player.
Yeah, we know. Ever since he was a kid, he would just walk the streets and just listen to these noisy flamenco players. I kind of understand that. Like, when I hear buskers on my street, what's the deal with buskers? Classical musicians who go to the classical school near here where I went to school, and they feel the need to use electric instruments that sound awful for busking. And I can hear them from, like, my apartment. And it's like, guys, stop. Like, it sounds terrible. You can't like this. If you ever have the option, never sacrifice tone for volume. You want to make yourself sound worse so you can be louder? That's a horrible idea. Nobody wants that. What are you doing? And there are occasionally people with their acoustic instruments busking, and you can barely hear them, and it's like, oh, what's that beautiful sound? I'm gonna go find it. And then you actually find them, and then you can hear them clearly when you're next to them. And it's like, wow, this is kind of magical. Like, I just found you performing. But when it's an electric violin, like screeching, you can hear it down the block, and you're just trying to get away from it. This isn't the first time I thought about this. I've been living here for a while, and this is what I deal with. It's really annoying. If I were ever to street perform classical guitar, I would never use an amp. Never. It doesn't matter if you're quiet. If you're good, when people pass by, they'll hear you for a moment, and then they'll stop, and they'll be like, if it sounds good, they'll be like, oh, that sounds so nice. I'm gonna, like, stay and listen. Instead, when you're plugged in and they can hear you down the block, they're just trying to get past you. There's no mystery to that. It's just annoying. I'm done ranting, but I kind of get what he's saying. If that's, like, how he feels with the noisy hands, whatever. You get what I'm saying. Okay, well, how about that? It hasn't been very long, but as you can tell, I'm a little frustrated. I kind of just want want to see if this video will even record. This might be lost forever, and maybe that's for the best, I don't know. But you'll know if you're seeing this or not. Let's just get back to practicing and get through this thing. Hopefully these issues won't happen anymore. So, I'll see you there. QuickTime Player seems to be working, but man, it puts a damper on things when I have to worry about it not recording. That's awful. I'm gonna move on to... I think I'm actually going to start looking at the second movement of the Morel Sonata. Then I'm going to move on to the Villalobos Choro and the Grotto Samba. We'll call it a night after that. We'll see what I play. So, I'll see you there. Okay, I've read through everything. Like I said, I'm still a little frustrated. I feel a bit better now, but I just need to get through this video to make sure everything's working properly, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of troubleshooting tonight. So this won't affect future ones, I promise. I'm gonna play Lamentos tomorrow for you, since that was sounding okay, and you haven't heard it in a while. Come on over. I'm gonna try to use my anger that I'm feeling for this one. And no pillow, because I want to hurt my back. I'll break my back for you. I don't even care. Alright, here we go. And that was the Samba. That's what I got. We're wrapping this one up. I feel like I haven't practiced as much as usual. That's where we're at. Oh, I'm going to the floor. God, I just hate when stuff doesn't work. It's especially frustrating because as you know, I just got back from vacation. If you saw that. Vacation. I went to visit my family for Christmas. But I had a whole stockpile of videos. Right now, I'm living like 4 videos ahead, which is a little too close for my comfort. And it's hard to stockpile them when my stuff doesn't work. I would really like to do 2 a day. Usually what I would like. That's like a good day if I can film 2 of these. Today, it's just 1 because of the technical issues, and it almost took this one out. I almost did 0 today. That's what's frustrating. I hate that so much. Enough complaining. It's not going to affect anything going forward because I'm going to troubleshoot it. It will be fixed. So, look forward to that. Normal programming as usual continue. You know, every day, bro. Every day there will be a video of this sort of quality. Alright. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Alright, well, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, all that stuff. That's always appreciated. And if you have any questions about anything, be sure to ask them, and I will answer them in the chair. There's been a lot of really good ones recently, a lot of ones that take a little bit of prep time. I like to think about them a bit. So if I don't answer them in the comment section and I just say something like, oh, that'll be a chair question, they will be answered here, the best I can. That's always fun. I'm gonna get my stuff in order now, so I'll see you tomorrow.